Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, our next video here we have the wonderful Rev Says Desu. And we here in the Nerd Empire, we love Rev. He's a wonderful YouTuber, and I highly suggest showing him some love and support. He has some great videos. And this one is called Asmongold Did Not Deserve This. And my guess, this is about what happened with Mythic Talent.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So I guess we're now on part 3 of an ongoing situation involving Mythic Talent and its co-founder Asmongold. We really got the bad ending of this messy situation with ultimately Asmongold and Mythic Talent agreeing to part ways. Now this has been a situation that's been brewing for about a week where there have been call-out posts targeting people who work with Mythic Talent. They're being canceled through guilt by association.
Now, originally I didn't know anything about... I originally didn't know that Asmongold founded Mythic. I know he was part of OTK at some point, but I didn't know that he was also part of Mythic. Doing good, just making sure I'm following all the cool peeps from the Skynet Discord. Oh, well, thank you. He co-founded the fucking company, and those chicken shits booted him. Wasn't it, from what I heard, it's because of, what was it, Cutie or Kaceytron, that Mythic decided to part ways with Asmongold, as it's from what I hear, so I'm not exactly sure, but it's what I'm hearing. I will admit I don't know much about the situation here. All I've heard is that Asmongold was the co-founder of the company and that they ended up parting ways or some other weird stuff.
Because Asmongold co-founded the agency, this resulted in some people announcing their departure or confirming their previous departure from the agency. This also led to some of their former...
They said he stepped down willingly to protect others. The booba streamer flopping her sags as if she still has any real power. Yeah, I can't call Kaceytron what I want to call Kaceytron because Twitch apparently hates it, but yeah, that ignorant stoner. If that's true, it was a noble but stupid choice as they are using the momentum to go after others already. It's like, that's the other thing. I don't really understand, like, where do they get off just, like, bullying others who were associated with Mythic or with Asmongold in general? It's like, if you're... just leave everyone alone. It doesn't make you look good. It doesn't make you look any better. It makes you look like complete shitheads just bullying other people just because they're associated with Mythic Talent or Asmon. It's like, what the fuck?
Collaborators announcing their grievances with the company, and now we have some updates regarding that, and a statement from Mythic Talent regarding some of their alleged bad practices as a business. And then ultimately we're going to see Asmongold parting ways with the company, and how that actually pans out, nobody really knows right now. But what I do know is that his departure is being used as an example of cancel culture working. And people are not just stopping with this quote-unquote win with Asmongold's departure. They're now targeting the remaining Mythic Talent creators and trying to get them removed as well. So let's get the full context really quick before we get into the new stuff. If you're not familiar with Mythic Talent, it's very simple. They're basically a middleman for sponsorships. Content creators work with them, and Mythic Talent finds them sponsors, and they help facilitate that for a cut. Now, Asmongold is a co-founder of Mythic Talent. You can see his video announcing his starting up of that company a couple years ago. And, well, about a week ago, a #1 rank 1 Asmongold hater, Kaceytron, decided to start a harassment campaign not only against Asmongold, but anyone associated with Mythic Talent. This isn't just some random case of Asmongold derangement syndrome. This was a post she made that was targeting the creators that were listed on their website. She even provided a link.
Why? It's a one. Look, I get that these people are allowed to have a platform and everything because, free speech and all that. Free speech, wonderful thing. But retarded people like this, as a collective, just regress societal intelligence. They also dropped Nick Light, who literally saved Chibi's life. But bullying online is the way to go now because the chances of getting slogged in the face are seriously reduced. Yeah, people just because they're behind a keyboard and behind a mask or whatever else, they feel like it's a lot easier to dog on people because there's no chance of them actually getting physically assaulted because they're not saying it to their face. The mental retardation in the is fucking astounding. Going on a harassment campaign just because you don't like the person. I mean, listen to what I just said. Going on a harassment campaign just because you don't like the person. That kind of the level of retard you have to be at to do that. Well, see, a lot of the earlier people from my generation also handled things face to face because we didn't have a lot of the technology or the advanced technology we have now. Hell, the only kind of phone we had was basically the Nokia brick. So we actually had to go face to face with people. Hell, when I was a kid, we still had the yellow pages. I still had to look people up in a fucking phone book. There are plenty of people I don't like. Doesn't mean that I would try to destroy their lives. Yeah, it's like, if you don't like somebody, ignore them or don't talk to them. Why do you have to go out of your way? Why do you have to interrupt the entirety of your life just to go after somebody you don't like? By the way, hi Skypilled, how are you? Because those things are so heavy. Let's be honest now, it was typically face to fist. Yeah, pretty much. It's like you had to be careful what you said to people because you didn't know if they were going to get violent with you. You didn't know if you were going to get a fist to the face or a kick in the nuts for women. Because that's basically the only way they can really bring down a man is to kick him in the nuts. But yeah, it's just, I would like a lot of these people to go back to the early days of my generation or Gen X and try saying the stupid shit they're saying now back then. My God, would they shut up real fucking quick. Yeah, you had to be careful because consequences. I'm doing well, Sky. Thank you for asking. Yes, the Nokia, the thing made of forgotten elements and the core of a dying star. Oh my God, that's a good one, Ninja. Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh my God. Yeah, that Nokia brick, man. That was one of the most indestructible phones ever fucking made in existence. But that was my first ever phone, was the Nokia brick. I had maybe 4 contacts. Kaceytron essentially looks like an engorged corpse of a human. God. It's amazing people tolerate watching Kaceytron, considering all the retarded shit that she says and does. Nokias were legitimately a deadly weapon. Yeah, they were. There's still nothing on the internet about destroying a Nokia. That's insane since the internet says everything. It's because people knew. I would say the only phone that is probably more indestructible than the Nokia brick were the construction worker flip phones. Because those things had to be indestructible. I'm not wrong, though. You could literally fire it out of a cannon, take down an aircraft, and still play Snake on it. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's just, I don't understand how people are able to watch Kaceytron or Hassan or people like that without losing so many IQ points that they legitimately become retarded. Yeah, they don't make phones as indestructible as those anymore.
To these creators and basically asked people to look at these talents and demand that these talents do something, whether that's
Here's the other thing. There are people like me who are, in my sort of camp where we say the truth, we give facts, we are based in reality, we are rational, we're logical. We get our shit I haven't had shit taken down, but I'm using this as an example. Those kind of people get their tweets, their videos, their channels get taken down or temporarily banned. And yet we have retards like this setting up harassment campaigns, doing stupid shit like this. Nothing ever gets fucking done. Nothing ever gets done unless they do something really stupid, or that's about it. Why doesn't anything get done about these people, but the ones who are still based in fucking reality and actually have a conscience and set of morals, why does their shit get taken down? I don't get the fucking logic with that. I'm not sure, Ninja. I don't keep up with that, with the dumbass. There is a theory that they are currently botting views since they are losing a good chunk of their viewer base because evil holds sway. Yeah, it's just, I don't get it.
Leave the company or speak out against Asmongold, and this is something that she confirmed on a recent stream and made her intentions very clear.
But no, like, what I find, like, the most disturbing now is, like, these people who are still affiliated with him. It's like, why are there people still on his town?
Hang on. I can't really understand what she's saying with the fucking background. What the fuck is with the background? What is this background? We'll get to the dumb bitch in a minute. What the fuck is with the background? It's not logic. They're trying to flex with their borrowed power. They've mistakenly thought it's them who has the power and not the people paying money for the product. They really think they're too big to fail. Yeah. This is a milking farm? Is this actually a milking farm? Why does she have a milking farm for a background? Why? Get in the pod? No, it's the milking farm. All right. Well, I couldn't understand what she was saying because I got so distracted with what the fuck is going on in the background of her goddamn stream because she has the IQ of a cow. I know about that. Oh, it's not the milking farm. These are not centaurs being milked. And if it was that milking farm, they would have ladies helping the centaur. I don't know what the fuck this is. Why are you having this as a background? It's so distracting.
Now is, like, these people who are still affiliated with him. It's like, why are there people still on his talent agency?
Why are there people listening to your retarded dumb bitch ass? You're nothing but a detriment to society there.
Why does his talent agency have all these sponsors whenever?
Happy I don't know if there's anybody that would legitimately want to get milked by this dumb bitch.
Every other day he's advocating for people to be murdered in the streets.
I'm sorry. What? When did he advocate for somebody to get murdered in the streets? When did he ever advocate for that? Like, legitimately. It's just, God, this woman. People are taking what he... It's these type of people that are taking what he says and does so severely out of context just so it could fit their fucking narrative and get them in trouble. The stupidity of these people is actually astounding. It's not surprising, but it's also astounding at the same time. Can she project harder that no talent agency would ever want her? Look at her posture and drooping eyes. I think she is on Quaaludes or so. What the hell is Quaaludes? I've tried to understand these people, but I'm not retarded enough. I don't think I am either.
Like, every day he's literally advocating for some other minority group to be killed by the police.
I can't understand the logic. I can't understand the logic of this fucking idiot. What is 14K of 15K? What do you mean by that, Happy? Ask Elvis. I can't understand the logic of this level of retardation. What he is advocating for is not the death of minorities. He's advocating that the illegals get deported back by the federal agency known as ICE. He's not advocating for them to go around and just kill them off. He wants them out because they're here illegally and doing nothing but being a fucking giant ass detriment to our society as a whole. All that. I mean, bang your head into a wall for like 5 to 10 minutes and it would start to make sense. I think I would need to bang my head on a wall for more than an hour just to get on her level of retardation. Quaaludes are a type of downer or sedative. She does look like she's on some sort of fucking drugs, Ninja. Yeah, you know what?
You know, him and XQC are laughing about Renee Good being fucking shot.
They're not laughing about... Renee Good was shot because she was being a fucking retard. She nearly ran over a federal agent, and the federal agent, in defense, shot at her. Now, the Renee Good's dumbass wife said, drive, 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 when she clearly saw that the agent was in front of the fucking vehicle. And newsflash, a vehicle is a deadly fucking weapon. How have people not figured this fucking out? Renee Good was a fucking idiot. It was her wife even said that it's her fault that she's dead because she brought her to there and she told her to drive. Okay, well, we'll continue.
They're like laughing and hee-hawing about it. It's like, why does Asmongold have a talent agency that has so many fucking people on it? And why is it sponsored by so many? Like, that's like the point that I'm at.
He has a lot of people on the talent agency because it's a business. And he's done pretty good with businesses. And it's how they work. You dumb bitch. Simply John, hello Griffin, going to lurk, but stop by to... Well, nice to see you, John. Hope you're doing well. Because of copium. They all call wrong thinkers grifters, yet find it impossible to believe any of them actually truly deeply believe what they say. It's all just for internet points, yeah. The only thing she knows in relation to business are things I can't imagine in polite company.
At now. Like, who are the people that were seen pictured with Asmongold within the last 6 months? Have they answered for it?
As you can see from that clip and also her further reply, this is all about guilt by association. Her vendetta against Asmongold is the fuel behind this. This is not about doing the right thing. She just wants to cause problems for Asmongold, and she's allowing these creators at Mythic Talent to be caught in the middle and literally used as pawns in her war against...
I feel like she doesn't know how to live her life without causing drama. Like, she would go insane if there was no drama to be caused. It's...
against Asmongold.
Just trying to get through the last hour of work. How is Casey still relevant in any... Apparently she's still relevant, John. It's a fucking wonder she still is. What was up with the UFO in her background? Did aliens steal her brain? I don't know, Ninja. I was confused in what the background even was.
Gold, which resulted in her...
Hang on. What did that whole thing actually say? There are a lot of creators on this list that I love and I think they are great. That's why I think it's important they speak out against the brand risk Asmongold is causing them. You fucking idiot. Being represented by a company whose main figurehead is an alt-right extremist is not good for business. Many of these creators are apolitical and practice not talking about politics, yet they're associated with a man who's making extremely harmful political takes every day. Being represented by Asmongold, I think, goes against many of their own business practices and standards. Asmongold needs to either step down from Mythic Talent, or people need to start leaving for other agencies that don't jeopardize their business's image. I guess Kaceytron just doesn't like truth and rationality and logical thinking. Because that's basically what Asmongold is extremely brutal with the truth, and people don't like that. Kaceytron and Asmon is like Batman and the Joker. Yeah, it's just people just they don't like being told the truth. They like hearing the things they want to hear, even if it's not actually accurate or truth. I need a sexy avatar. I will talk fucking politics and I will bypass that fat thought.
Against Asmongold, which resulted in harassment against completely apolitical streamers.
Is this really what Twitch is now? I'll assume they're all Hitler youth racists under there. Okay, I don't know Kaliko. I don't know who that is. But I do know Camilla, Cha-Cha, and Chibi. And they're being called Hitler youth racists? Does Chibi even do any political shit at all? I don't even think Cha-Cha or Camilla do political shit at all. I think they're completely neutral when it comes to all that shit.
Who are now being called things like Hitler youth racists simply for working with this agency that helps them find sponsorships. Now, there was an interesting development the other day where a former Mythic Talent creator named...
I've seen her come across my TikTok quite a few times.
Grimmie came out and made some statements only a year after she joined the agency, where she said some vague things about stuff going on behind the scenes.
I don't know. Pretty much all I'll say is that was... there was something very, very crazy. I think people would be pretty upset about it if they do, and that's pretty much all I can say. I think everyone would be pissed.
Cha-Cha was hit for an ice joke recently. Oh yeah, I remember that. Calling somebody a racist is the new salutations for the mentally inept. The word racist has basically lost all its meaning because people use it for anything that does that.
But I am not going to talk about it. And if I hear any rumors spreading about why I left, where they're trying to frame me negatively, I will talk about it. And I will tell everyone exactly what it was. I was really, really, really upset. And I think everyone would have been, like, universally there. So, alright. I would have been upset too if you knew. If you knew. But Grimmie got receipts. I do, actually. I have proof of something. But,
she has
I'm
proof.
See if I can't... Well, I'm 50-50 on whether or not it's going to become a legal matter or not. So, that's pretty much it.
Now, as you can see, this was my...
I'm not really sure, considering all the shit that's been going on with a lot of these companies, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to even go with an agency anymore. Of any kind. Because in the past, I'd say 5 or 10 years... No, yeah, past, I'd say actually 3 to 5 years. I've seen agencies go up and then later on go bad. So it's like, I don't think it's a really good idea to even accept going into any agency whatsoever. I mean, you could probably just get a manager to help you out. But an agency, it doesn't seem like a very good idea.
Second video involving this situation, and my reaction to that initial clip was, well, I want more details. You know, on the one hand, she was saying she didn't really want to talk about it, but she was, of course, talking about it. And also, she was saying, you know, it's kind of silly, but also saying it's pretty serious and could involve legal action. Now, the good news is we got some clarifications. We did get specifics about her grievances with the company, and there's a Reddit post summing this all up, but here's some of the screenshots from her stream where
I wish I was able to fix my name coda where I could just have it as Gryphonknight without the 91 on Twitch, but for some reason somebody has the name Gryphonknight without the 91, so I can't change it. Sadly.
She is trying to allege that Mythic Talent was essentially scraping from the top. What that means is a company would want to work with her, right? And Mythic would work as the middleman and get a number, a price for the collaboration. And what would happen is Mythic would take a portion of that initial offer, then approach people like Grimmie with that new number that has been reduced from the initial number, and then take a cut based on that number. Essentially, what she's alleging through these screenshots is that Mythic Talents would take something off of the top, collect it for themselves, and then give her essentially a lower rate than she should have gotten if they gave the real upfront number.
This is the other reason why I think it's not a good idea to go with agencies or talent agencies, because the contract they give you is, I don't think I could ever trust it, because you don't know what other kind of shady shit they can be doing outside of that contract they sign. Or something like this, well, they'll take off a little bit and then give you whatever. Corporations and megacorps these days are basically evil as per their main principle. Going independent is more difficult to start, but better in the long run. Yeah, it's very difficult, especially if you don't know how to advertise yourself, or just, you know, doing the social media stuff. It's a lot harder to do the stuff on your own. But overall, yeah, in the long run, I believe it's better than going with corporations, because unless you have a manager, you're basically doing all the stuff yourself. You know, your finances and everything, so you don't have to worry about anyone else taking your money. I would personally love a manager because it would probably help, but I don't have the money to pay for one.
Number that was initially presented. And I gotta tell you, looking at this stuff, at the very least, it's confusing. And also, you can't really see it, it's very small here, but this is a personal pet peeve. I absolutely hate the lack of professionalism from these companies. It drives me insane. You can see the Mythic Talent reps here. They're censored out, their names at least. But they're talking with no punctuation. They're typing with no punctuation. It's very informal. They're abbreviating words like obvious to obvi. And there's like grammatical errors everywhere. Like the whole thing seems so unprofessional.
You know, with the grammatical errors and saying obvi, you know, it's like shortening words. I don't think I'd really mind it if it came from, you know, like a friend or an individual that I'm talking to that I've known for a while. But if it's coming from like a corporation or in a professional sense, then yeah, like Rev, that would be like a personal pet peeve of mine. It's like, you know, we're being professionals here. We're in a professional sense, you're a corporation. Actually fucking use grammar and, you know, actually be professional in what you're saying. Don't do this obvi or this grammatical error shit. That sort of thing would be a very quick way for people to not take you very seriously, because you're not being professional. If you want to do that stuff, do it on an individual personal level with somebody. Don't do it when you have to be professional.
And yeah, just looking through the screenshots, it's at the very least confusing. I think it's confusing as to what was the initial offer, what did she actually get presented with, what was the cut that Mythic took. At the very least, I don't think she was malicious in anything she's done so far. I think Grimmie, even if she's wrong, she might have misunderstood a confusing set of communications coming from Mythic. If she's right, however, well, that would mean that Mythic was taking money off the top, and that would be a very bad look for them. Now, Mythic will address this, sort of, and kind of make things even more complicated, but we'll get back to that in just a...
I think their response to this will probably be so convoluted and in a way where they can dodge everything without actually answering what they have to answer for, like every fucking company would.
Second. So, the primary update for this video involves Asmongold and the fact
I've
that they
seen
are
this.
parting ways with him. So here's the statement made late last night. We have spoken with Asmongold and mutually agreed to part ways. Mythic represents creators from a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, and we are committed to fostering an environment grounded in respect and responsibility. We remain focused on supporting our creators and continuing our mission to help them build sustainable, long-term careers. Now, a lot of people take issue with this language about accepting people with a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, given the context. But number one,
A wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, you know, only ones that align with what we think and believe. If you're outside of that, then fuck you. That's the truth of that.
right off the bat, you can see down here, the replies are locked. Now, I
Of
swear,
course they are.
I could be wrong. I swear there's an Asmongold quote out there where someone asked, why do people on Twitter lock the replies? And he said it's because basically they're cowards. Anyone who does this, especially companies, it basically says we don't want to deal with the backlash directly. You're going to have to at least quote the tweet instead of directly reply. It is not a very good look. It doesn't show a lot of confidence in their decision. And people were pointing this out, saying you automatically admit you're in the wrong when you turn off replies. Foolproof distinction. Another tweet saying Asmongold did nothing wrong. Another one saying they bent the knee. Yikes. This likely happened because Asmongold refuses to censor himself. He remains unfiltered and companies view that as a brand risk. Reminder to work with most companies, you have to censor yourself or be removed. Yeah, basically that is very true. A lot of companies you have to work with nowadays. You have to at least censor yourself or eventually you're going to get removed. I know about that personally. But here's the thing, this whole bent the knee concept, well, that's how a lot of people are taking this situation, given the context and given the vagueness. I talked about the vagueness.
I've seen quite a few people who are saying that Asmongold bent the knee. It's like, are you kidding me? He doesn't bend the knee to anybody. He doesn't fucking care. I mean, he does stuff the way that he thinks is best for him and best for those he cares for. He doesn't bend the knee to anybody because he doesn't give two shits. Asmongold bending the knee, yeah, fucking right. No, him walking away means the company will collapse. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see Asmon bending the knee to anybody.
Of Grimmie's initial grievances with the company. Well, we have more details now, but that's an issue with vagueness. The post from Mythic here is very vague and open-ended. It allows people to draw their own conclusions, including saying they bent the knee. I mean, just based on context, a week ago, this harassment campaign, this guilt by association campaign, started from Kaceytron, and now all of a sudden, the co-founder has parted ways with the company. I mean, a lot of people will view that as bending the knee until we hear something else. And right now,
I won't bend the knee either, which is also why I have been unemployed for over 14 months. Yeah. I don't like bending the knee to anybody either. It's not within my nature. I will say and do what I want. And I've told people I live by a motto, and that is you can either love me for who I am or hate me for what I've become. And if you hate me for what I've become, well, then it's not my problem.
I see that Asmongold is responding to tweets. He is active on Twitter, but he's so far said nothing about it. And I don't know if he's going to talk on his stream today or tomorrow about it, but we'll have to wait and see. But this is the narrative a lot of people are running with. Now, Craig here points out something interesting. Asmongold didn't leave for nothing and most certainly was bought out. He was rich, now he's just richer. If he was bought out, Mythic will have to be very strategic with the expenses coming up, or they could be done as well. And the cold hard truth is that if Asmon wanted, he can just start over and see just as much success.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking about is like, it doesn't matter if he leaves or if he stays. If he wants to, he could start up 1, 2, or 3 different types of talent agencies if he wanted to, and they would become just as successful as Mythic Talent was when he was still part of it. He can do this stuff because he knows how to do it. He has the knowledge to do it, he has the money to do it, and he has the resources to do it. These people don't understand that it doesn't matter if he leaves or not. He can do this again and again and again. I'd rather be hated for who I am than be loved for who I'm not, yeah. Also, being a Marine doesn't help people trying to bully me when I was working. threaten me. I just best way to do it because it pisses them off, Ninja. I like what you are, so it's why I'm here. Yeah, it's just these people are fucking idiots. They believe that it's gonna hurt him, and it's not gonna do anything.
That is definitely true. He could start his own company anytime he wants. He's kind of his own brand at this point. He has the finances and the name to carry pretty much anything from the ground up. But also, yeah, I think...
Yeah, the Asmongold touch, pretty much.
There's some very fair questions about what this even means when he's parting ways with the company. Is he just removing himself as a public image for the company, or is he removing himself as a creator working with the company, or is he actually stepping down as a co-founder? Like, I think it's a very fair question to ask. Does he still have interest in the company as a co-founder? Because if...
I think considering everything that's going on, he's actually stepping away from the company. Like he doesn't want anything more to do with it, so he's not part of it in any way. I think that's what's going on. Hi, Digger.
So, some people would view this as a win for him. He's taking a step back. He's got less heat on him, but he can still collect money from the agency as it keeps running. These are fair questions, and hopefully he might resolve some of these. We'll have to wait and see. But here's a post from Madam Savvy saying, fascinating,
Savvy.
Given the timing, very fascinating that we're still doing guilt by association in 2026. Very, very fascinating. This comes after Kaceytron, who recently settled out of court.
This comes after a fat little piggy who recently settled. Oh, Savvy. You are savage. That they even approached him to talk about it was probably the red flag that made him walk away.
Put what looks like a harassment call to Mythic. Very, very, very fascinating that Kaceytron did not put out a harassment call to the agencies that represent both Asmongold and Hassan. That's a very good point that I raised in my...
I think it's hilarious that Rev can immediately tell who Savvy is talking about when she says a fat little piggy. They think Asmon was problematic before. Imagine how he's going to be now that he's not protecting people in Mythic. Yeah.
Previous video. Nobody...
Hang on. It also says, very odd that she doesn't demand Hassan drop his agency because they are also willing to work with Asmongold.
Hassan. That's a very good point that I raised in my previous video. Nobody, including Kaceytron, cares about Knight Media, for example, which, by the way, does the exact same thing.
What the hell is a Knight Media?
As Mythic Talent. They are there to help content creators get more sponsorship opportunities. And they're very limited as to who they work with. And who are those limited partners? Asmongold and Hassan Piker. You don't see a single person like Kaceytron or any of these people trying to harass these Mythic Talent members go after Knight Media. This is much more direct. They have a very limited roster of people they work with, and it just so
Oh, that's Hassan's company? Well, no wonder Kaceytron doesn't go after it.
happens to be Asmongold and Hassan. And none of them are targeting Knight Media. None of them. Because they would be punishing Hassan, who's on their side. I mean, with Kaceytron, it's very obvious. She's an orbiter of his, despite the fact that she admitted publicly that he left her high and dry during her recent settlement with Ethan Klein. But I digress. It doesn't serve her agenda, so she doesn't care. And she makes it very clear with her quotes of Mythic Talent's statement saying, they knew my behind wasn't gonna let up. But in all seriousness, that man should not be representing anyone.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I sadly do keep on top of these. It's become a point for it. Imagine how savage Asmon is going to be once the societal pendulum really starts to swing in the anti-woke direction. He's already savage to those people.
You can see how absolutely salty she is. This is not about doing the right thing. This is about beating.
I don't think Kaceytron would know how to do the right thing if it smacked her in the fucking face with a 20-pound sledgehammer. I don't think she has it in her soul to understand what the right thing is. It's people like this who don't even know how to do the right thing.
Asmongold. It's about winning. It's about punishing him and anything he's associated with, and she'll use anyone, including innocent apolitical parties, to accomplish that, even if that means those parties get.
I will always give Rev credit. He's a better person than I. I would be dropping F-bombs all over the place, but he keeps it classy, and I appreciate that. I'm not the nice guy. I would feel sorry for the sledgehammer, honestly.
Harassed. In the meantime, it's all about getting back at Asmongold, and even some of the accounts promoting Kaceytron.
It just makes me happy my mom doesn't really watch my streams because she would not be happy with me saying the word fuck. For some reason, she doesn't have a problem with me saying any other swear words, but it's just the word fuck she has a problem with me saying. She would not like my streams.
Understand, this likely won't do anything to Asmongold, at least with his bottom line. These accounts even admitting that they just want to have fun, when confronted with the fact that with other companies, well, it seems like he still owns them despite stepping down, as he has said, or as it's been presented publicly. And again, you can see from another orbiter, Mike from PA, saying it's true, Kaceytron defeated Asmongold. Notice, it's not Kaceytron did the right thing or the right thing happened. No, it's about defeating Asmongold. They're just using these fake concerns as a vehicle for their hatred of Asmongold. It's all about winning at the end of the day. And for people like Mike from PA, who are morally atrocious, right? Like, this guy routinely harasses people. He's put bounties on content creators' heads.
It's these type of people I don't understand how they go about their lives at all. How can you go about your life constantly thinking about how to harass people? How are you going on with your life like that? How does anybody go on with their life like that? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Good God, you guys. I have to hit allow on all this shit. What the hell? What about see you next Tuesday? I was getting in trouble with the autumn. Utilized for coitus purposes. My mother would lose her shit when I use that word. Her fat ass can't even defeat a weight scale, much more Asmon. You people are going nuts with the automod. Jesus Christ. It's like I think I would go gray in both my beard and my hair if I had to live my everyday life trying to figure out every hour of the day how I could harass people, how I could make them feel bad. I would go fucking insane. I don't know how these people do that. How is that living at all? I don't get it. It's fucking baffling to me. It sounds so fucking stressful.
Same idiot who told his audience that they could make citizens arrests of United States citizens if they support Israel. Absolutely deranged, and also, like, yeah, we got to play this clip every single time. We got to watch the Riz Master Mike from PA approaching the streamer Bad Bunny.
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm
oh my God.
Attention.
I immediately, it's just, oh, I don't want to watch that. If I was her, I would have fucking smacked him. These people are so shallow and morally bankrupt that they basically have to rage against another human to feel anything other than the cheap Cheeto dust in their blood coagulating. It's essentially how HR departments work. We call them inhuman resources. I don't think I could do that. How does any person do that? You just, like, yeah, even if the dude was, like, handsome on the level of Henry Cavill and he did that, that would still be creepy. You don't just go up to somebody and just rub your hand on them. I mean, if you want to get their attention, you know, tap them on the shoulder or just be like, hey, you know, something like that. Don't just caress their back. Somebody tried doing that to me, I'd probably fucking smack them.
Did you see the news? Kaceytron defeated Asmongold. Yeah, that's kind of like the people who are celebrating this. These are the only people.
Male slayer. Instantly, your opinion on anything does not matter.
Happy about this. Welcome to your new customer base. This person right here.
I don't like being touched without permission. Social decorum has been on the decline for well over 2 decades now. For me, I think the only people I would let touch me without permission are my mom, my dad, my brother, basically anybody that's in my immediate family, because I know them and I love them and they're my family, so I know they're not going to do anything. And probably the person I would date. That's it. Those are the only people I probably would allow to touch me without permission. Anyone outside of that I don't have complete trust in, no. For me, it would be my father, my children, and whoever I end up with. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Showing a lot of gratitude to Mythic Talent. Let's see the type of account that is happy about Mythic's decision. An
Instantly, any opinion they have now is just dust. Just because of their fucking banner. You have insulted Godzilla. You have insulted Godzilla. I don't like her now. I don't like her even more. Because she insulted Godzilla. I just want to touch your heart. Maybe the wings. I barely let people I love touch me without warning. My dad would like you. In the words of my mother, touch me and you're drawing back a nub. I've been watching Godzilla since they were in black and white. But she insulted Godzilla. I don't like her. How dare you insult Godzilla?
Capitalist misandry.
I have reflexively recoiled from my wife and son trying to touch me or hug me. Wife calls it PTSD. It probably is PTSD, man. I don't know what else it would really be called.
Oh. So the only people happy about this hate capitalism and don't want to spend any money on...
Look, capitalism isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it's a hell of a lot better than communism and socialism. It's the best thing we got. For now.
The talents that...
For real, though, if someone I don't know touches me, they're getting RKO'd. Don't care if they're hot or not. Yeah.
Purely have these opportunities because of capitalism.
I would let Tatsumaki touch me, though. Capitalism, when actually allowing the free market to do its thing, can be good. Yeah.
Isn't that very ironic? Now, of course, don't worry. There are people ready to take advantage of the situation. These purity testing vultures coming out and saying...
another one to ignore because of all this. Mothra was superior. Mothra is the only one that can basically calm Godzilla down.
Oh, now's my shot. I'm going to, on the one hand, virtue signal about the company and Asmongold, but on the other hand, I'm going to shoot my shot and see if I can get an in with that same company. This VTuber saying, I'm glad they are parting ways. This stuff with him has gone on long enough, and it's not fair to everyone, especially those who are part of the company. I always wanted to be represented by them before I knew he was a part of the company. Maybe this will change things for the better.
You know, it's rare that I find retarded VTubers. It's rare that I find retarded VTubers. Delta from Eminence and Shadow and Ghislaine from Mushoku Tensei can touch me all they want. Don't think I'd have a choice in that matter, though. You know, I don't... Delta's okay, but Ghislaine, yeah. Yeah, I'd let her touch me. Sad thing is, I know what every stripe of the rainbow flag originally meant. It represents bars, clubs, and underground scenes where the hanky code was used. Oh, not something to flaunt around kids. I did not know that gig. I did not know that. I know a couple of Otome Game Boys that could touch me.
This person.
Okay, people, calm down a bit. Calm down a bit with the touching. Don't remind me about the I don't know what the hanky code is. Ghislaine would get me in so much trouble, like a lot of trouble.
They're shooting their shot. Yeah, I guess removing Asmongold makes everything better.
Yeah, it's rare that I actually see retarded VTubers. Because most of the VTubers I see are ones that are, you know, that actually have a fucking brain. Well, I'm not mad about Akura. I was just saying calm your tits down, people. You don't need to get yourself all hot and bothered. I'll DM you later about it, Griffin. Okay. Whatever you do, don't look up the hanky code on open screen. I won't. Happy says she'll DM me about it later. So, yeah, Kura, don't get yourself too hot and bothered. Hanky code equals color code kinks and sleeping interests. Huh. Hot and bothered was intellectuals. All right.
Yeah, that's very interesting. But you know what? Hey, for people like this, I guess there's new spots to fill up because, well, former partners with Mythic Talent like Nicholas Light have been axed as well. In this case, I guess silently, but of course he shared this news on Twitter saying, while on vacation for my first anniversary with my wife, Mythic Talent, my talent agency, has parted ways with me as well. And he, like many others, have mentioned that...
Well, that sucks. That's quite a thing to happen. I mean, he was on his first anniversary with his wife. And he gets dropped? That's one hell of an anniversary gift.
They really weren't doing much for him in the first place. It seems like a lot of the opportunities have dried up as of late. So it's not exactly a devastating blow. It's more of a slap in the face type situation. But I want to show you guys how hard people are trying to spin these related narratives on Twitter. Look at the proposed community note on this tweet, okay? Nicholas was dropped by Mythic for being openly transphobic. Number one, you need a source that literally says Mythic made this decision because of X, Y, or Z. Like, what did Mythic say? Nothing, obviously. And the source provided here is Nicholas's reply to a tweet made after he was removed from the company.
You're not a girl, you'll never be a girl, you'll forever be a man and a pedophile. You know what? Yeah, I can't disagree with what he's saying about Niara. Because Niara can go to... Niara needs to be locked up in a fucking mental asylum.
So that's their proof that he was removed for being transphobic. It's a post that happened after he was removed. Absolutely insane. A complete abuse of the note system. And you can see other talents with Mythic, like Kirsha, saying, what the heck is going on? Which I think is a very fair question. And the responses to that, well, it raises a very, I think, understandable concern for anyone who's still working with the company. People saying, you're next. Targeting Kirsha. So they're going to go after people like Kirsha next. Did you ever think it'd be enough to get Asmongold to part ways with the company? Of course not. They're going to still harass Asmongold, they're going to harass Mythic, and they're going to harass the talents who are still there. Have you ever read this growing up? If you give a mouse a cookie, that's how it works with psychopaths on Twitter. If you give them anything, they will...
No, the only child book I ever read was the... It was about a fish who kept giving out his fish scales to other fish, and he was like a very shiny, colorful fish. I can't remember what the book was called, but it was a fish with very colorful, shiny fish scales, and he kept giving one out to a bunch of other fish. And the other book I read as a kid was The Giving Tree. Nyara, it's time to address the irrelevant in the room. Sounds very similar to that reporter that was terminated while still in Ukraine and reporting on the war out there. Damn.
Will use it. When you capitulate to these people, they will keep using it against you and your company and your talents, and then they'll move on from you and start doing it to another company and wait for them to capitulate as well. This happens time and time again, and Mythic Talent, well, they screwed it up. This was a really bad approach to everything. This is going to be a gigantic blow to their company. I know a lot of people are probably not going to be happy with their current status at Mythic, seeing how all this went down and how basically the current talents are just kind of being left high and dry, ready for a wave of harassment.
Aren't you a smarty pants there,
and,
Happy?
well, these standards be used against them. This whole thing is an absolute disaster, but wait a second. In the quotes here, y'all not going to address skimming money.
I've always wondered, how the hell did he do this with his name? I've always wanted to know that. How the fuck do you turn your name upside down?
Off your partner's sponsorships? Well, they would. They addressed the Asmongold's parting of ways first, but this morning they decided to make a statement about the skimming off the top that was made by Grimmie. So they say this: Mythic is aware of public statements made by former talent Grimmie regarding payment discrepancies. We take her allegations seriously and have conducted a thorough review of our records.
We have investigated our own company and found that there's nothing wrong.
The claims that Mythic skimmed funds from her 2 campaigns are factually incorrect. Our records indicate that Grimmie was paid in full for both cited activations per contract terms and according to the terms of her talent agreement, which include an agreed upon management fee. The campaigns were valued at $1,200 or $2,100 and $4,400 respectively. In the first campaign, Grimmie was sent the full value of a $2,100 activation, less our agreed upon management fee, less any potential banking/transaction fees on her end. In a second campaign, Grimmie received the full payment of $4,400 for the campaign, less our management fee, and blah, 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 blah. Had Mythic skimmed the $100 and $400 amounts alleged by Grimmie, her payouts would have been significantly lower. Our payment platform logs every transaction, and these figures are available for independent verification via her bank statements and our portal. If any payment inconsistencies have taken place or our figures above are incorrect, we encourage Grimmie to provide us these inconsistencies so that we may remedy them. While we attempted to reach Grimmie to clarify her grievances, she chose to make these claims public before a dialogue could occur. We have sent Grimmie the banking logs, contracts, invoices, and payment receipts for these campaigns, and we remain open to reviewing any documentation Grimmie may have that contradicts them. So basically they're putting the ball in her court, but in the process they're saying we reviewed our own documents and we are correct. And it's up to you to disprove them with what...
I don't trust any company that says, we have reviewed or we have investigated our own thing, and we have found that we did nothing wrong. That the person who accused of this stuff is wrong. Yeah, fucking. How about you let an independent outside source investigate your shit instead of you doing your own investigating on yourself? Because no one's going to fucking trust you if you're saying, we have investigated ourselves and found that we didn't do anything wrong. Or that nothing is wrong and they're wrong and we're right and they have to prove that what they say is right. No. Self-investigations are never going to be fucking believed.
They just sent her, apparently. And yeah, this still looks really messy. And what's very interesting about this post is, oh, they didn't lock the replies on this one, which is very odd, given the nature of this versus the previous post they just made not even 12 hours before announcing their parting ways with Asmon. But the replies are roasting them. Nicholas Light saying, "Can't believe y'all would bend the knee. Not only parting ways with controversial creators, but also publicizing it, giving more fuel to the mob, making them happy. Absolutely disgraceful and disgusting of you. I thought you had a spine. I guess not." The replies are open. Interesting. I wonder why. This is so unprofessional. Is there not a single PR person on the team? To be honest, Asmongold separating from you is more of a PR move for him to stay away from your pathetic downfall. Your last post got community noted. I still didn't trust you. You will get noted on this tweet soon. This does nothing to clarify you were paid $4,400 for her sponsorship. The offer you showed her was $4,000 minus 20%. You took off $400 prior to her offer. Then you took another 20% on top of it. Are you claiming the offer she is showing is fake? So yeah, that is the confusing aspect. And I think this quote kind of sums up how I feel and a lot of people feel. The plot thickens. Either Mythic is full of crap or Grimmie is dumb and doesn't understand contracts. I mean, a bit blunt here, but yeah, at the very worst, if Grimmie is wrong, she just misunderstood.
I would sooner trust Grimmie than I would ever trust a fucking talent agency. Considering all the shit that's come off from talent agencies, I would sooner trust the individual than the corporation.
Understood what I can see as a confusing set of communications, a confusing structure here that was really predicated upon very informal and just kind of lazy communications from Mythic Talent. And if she's right, they are not only skimming off the top, they lied. So either way, I don't think anything malicious is happening with Grimmie, and I'd be very interested to see what they sent her and if she's going to address this any further. But yeah, this is an absolute mess, ladies and gentlemen. But on top of that, other creators have come out and said, I had a similar experience with Mythic. Straight lied to about what the sponsor was offering, and it took me talking to the sponsor themselves to find out, not surprised to see this, used cars salesman 100%. Now, I think this is a good summary so far, based on what we know. Talents leaving Mythic silently. Grimmie comes out with an account of sponsorship cuts. Gets a majority payment out of the sponsor while Mythic gets a cut for negotiating. Grimmie later calls sponsor and finds out that the real offer was higher. Mythic skimmed extra without saying stuff. They took more than the agreed 20%. She alleges black company behavior and tells other talents to demand their own sponsor documents. When confronting Mythic, get oops typo, and they refuse to show the full sponsor contract. Next day, Asmongold dips, and Mythic drops a PR tweet for their sponsors.
Here's the thing. I think when it comes to the sponsors that the talent agency gets for the individual talent, the contract that the agency draws up or the sponsor draws up, the individual should also get an exact copy of said contract. So the individual can understand what's going on, what the payment is and everything. So the individual knows what they are having to do and what they are getting out of it. So the agency can't fuck with it in any way and change it on the talent's side. So the individual talent should get an exact one-for-one copy of the contract.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is a pretty good explanation, a timeline of events with the not only facts but allegations that are being addressed or not really addressed here. And Mythic Talent looks pretty sloppy. At the very least, they look really, really sloppy. We don't even really know if Asmongold has completely parted ties. We don't know what it really meant when he parted ways. Is he still sitting here with an interest in the company? Is he still a co-founder? We don't really know. Hopefully he speaks on it.
Considering everything that's going on, I don't think he should have any more association with this fucking company.
And with the Grimmie situation, I guess the ball's in her court because Mythic said we investigated ourselves and found that we did nothing wrong. That's pretty much what's going on here. Very messy situation, but for now, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, this whole situation is so fucking stupid. Mythic is doing some shady fucking shit. They have been shown that they're doing some shady shit. They did an internal investigation and found that they have done nothing wrong, which is complete and utter bullshit, and we all know it. And Kaceytron is just being a dumb, retarded bitch. Lovely! Don't we just love our society nowadays? Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well, so please make sure to give that a look-see, see if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.